Okay. Okay, cool. We've started. Hi guys. I hope everyone is doing well and they voted and maybe had a public holiday. I don't know. Hope everything's going good with everyone. So yeah, I just finished marking your quizzes. This is actually like the third time I'm making this video because the software I was using carried on cancelling. Then I carried on like trying to restart it. Anyway, now it's working through Teams. I just made a meeting with myself and recorded it because this works. I've gone through all of the queries, addressed all of them. I've made a column here that if you don't think I've completed your query, you must come and fill in this column and then say which question box number it is. So just to address a bit of confusion with that quiz, a lot of the queries were about, I think people, so this is the memo, okay, so this is the memo in my sort of dark mode here. And I just thought I should show you how it's working. So for the question numbers 1 to 6, so these are the big things, and I've also labeled them like that. I've labeled the question box numbers underneath. So that was literally where you had to enter in your values. So that would be question 1. So for question 1.1, question box number 1 and question box number 2 will be for the magnitude and the phase respectively. And then you can see they're for half mark each. Okay, so that's fine. The confusion, where I think lots of people thinking they're being robbed of marks, comes to these questions over here. Question like 2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5. They asked you to find the line-to-line voltage. The previous question was kind of giving you a basic idea that you can add voltages, and here you're meant to understand that these are the same things. You're just adding them. So it's kind of like a little bit of a derivation, but it was meant to be quite easy. This is meant to guide you. I don't know if anyone saw that, but that was the whole point of that question. But basically, you get 1 mark for the magnitude here, half a mark. But then for the repeated one, because the magnitude is always the same, because this is a balanced system, and this is a very basic, this is all you equating, like it's literally one line. I didn't think it was necessary to give half a mark for all of those, specifically like the later questions, the harder questions, some of them worth 1 mark, but are like significantly harder. Like for the magnitude part of it, there'll be like 2 marks, 1 for the phase, 1 for the magnitude. So yeah, that's why you didn't get a mark for these. So you would have entered in a value, but you would have actually only gotten a mark for the phase, as we can see in this memo. So yeah, check out the memo, compare it now with that sort of guidance and the question box numbers, just to show you that in the mark grid. So I know that that mark grid is absolutely like, I don't know, just a mess. This quite hard to like look at what's going on. So I'm just going to show you. Here's your student names. Here's your raw response that I extracted from WASI. Here's your old mark, which is pretty meaningless because it was just marked in a very dumb way. And here is this scraped out. Okay, so now I've expanded what you've inputted for each of the text boxes. Okay, so refer to the memo if you want to see what box number. So like 1, 2, you see like 1, 2. If we go here, so 1, 2, this is what like people entered. Here's the correct answer. This is without any error, so I did actually put error, so you can go above and below this by like, I think it was 5%. For one of them was a bit higher. So yeah, there's the accepted answers. Notice that 13 and 14 are flipped. Who knows why that happened? That's just a thing. That was a bit of a thing to figure out, but I don't know why, but that's just to be aware of, so I've highlighted it. And 34 and 35 also been flipped. For this question, 34, which was the phase of the second last question. So this is the last question. These two are 35 and 34. You see here, if I go to the last question, you'll see 35 and 34, 6.5. This one here, I saw quite a few people getting minus 0.4. So I actually just included that as an acceptable answer. So a few people's marks will go up because of that. That's for 34. Yeah, so now you can look at your memo a bit better. to see what mark you got, okay, so let's just say whatever, let's just say this student over here, it doesn't matter because we don't know what the name is. Let's say you wanted to see if you got your thing, your mark. So you'd be looking at the memo, you'd be seeing what question you're concerned with. And you'll see, okay, well, wait, there's a discrepancy here. It can't be with 11 because that's for 0 marks. But let's say it's this, 2.5, 2.5, the phase part of it, because now you know the memo gives you a mark breakdown. So as we could see that was what? That was 12. So now if we want to see what mark we got awarded, I know it's a bit of a mess, but you go all the way to 12. Okay, here's 12, and then you go down. Okay, cool. You got 0.5. So this is the possible mark, okay, at the top for each of the things. So that is just basically the mark. That can also break it down if you want to look at the memo. And then, yeah, that's that. Notice that these ones have 0 for the magnitude ones. You see. So 23 and 25 are both 0, you see. And that makes sense because look, if we go to 23 and 25, you see. The magnitudes are all the same in a balanced system. That's why I didn't think you could get like a whole mark. I know, maybe it's stingy, but it definitely isn't, because these ones, like, can you see a phase is worth 1 mark and magnitude is worth 1 mark, and these are like way more applied. So that's just kind of that. And it's a very simple calculation, literally minusing that. So yeah, there we go. That's that. That should be done. Here's all of your marks and your percentages on the far side. If you want to see out of interest, we go to the bottom here. Okay, here's like a distribution of the marks. This is like a percentage. It's like kind of where people are around. But if you see here at the bottom, the closer that this number is to 1 is the more that people got it correct. So as you can see, like lots of people got not lots of people got this one correct. But like lots of people got this one correct, and like almost everyone got this one correct, as you can see. It's all of these 0.5s. Probably the only people that didn't get that correct were people that were absent. So I've also marked off all the absent people. So yeah, that's that. Updates on course. You in your last week, I've opened this, the magnetically coupled things, and you'll see it's 1 week of work. Last week you did your power factor correction. Just follow those videos there. Use the green book. This is just going to be about coupling between 2 objects. So they're tuned like power cables next to each other, and there's going to be a signal traveling down the one, which will create like an electric field, and maybe as it's moving, maybe a magnetic field, and will couple between the 2 of them. It's kind of similar to how transformers work, but now it's like 2 long wires next to each other. The videos are pretty good. The module in the green book is also pretty decent. So yeah, that's for this week. And then that's it. If we go home, you'll see. So to get to that thing easily, you can just see week 3, week 4, everything's done. Week 14, everything's done. So here we are. We're right here in this last week here. And then that means next week we have a quiz. And the quiz will be on the power factor correction that we didn't. So it'll be everything that we haven't quizzed on in 3-phase, and then this magnetically coupled thing. So you'll see this section's pretty easy. So don't be stressed out about that. So yeah, be sure to come here if I haven't addressed your issue. I think a lot of these, like 2 decimal places, lots of people saying that they've got missed. I got lots of emails. Any emails regarding this quiz, like any queries, please write it in this form. This is where I am dealing with it. It's hard for me to look amongst all of my emails to see where I must do what. So just keep it, please write here. It's funny that you didn't actually have to sign here. This is for the excuse form, because you see, it was meant to be the one, but yeah, I've tracked all of the excuses for quiz 6 as well. So yeah, good luck, guys. There'll be a tutorial obviously on Thursday, the normal time at 3, but that's that. Good luck with the studying. I hope you guys are surviving, and yeah, speak on the group, on the WhatsApp group, and if you need help with anything, But yeah, I think now that you guys have a better idea of how this form works, because I know it could be maybe intimidating. Like say you're down here. Let's say you wanted like you would first find your name and then go across. Like I'd click on the column like this, and then if you want to do it, you like look at the top and you scroll down. You see like that. That's with Google Sheets for the sharing. On Excel, it's a lot better because it keeps the headings at the top. But for Sheets for the sharing, it's better like this because I can actually share it live to you. So yeah, there we go. Let me stop the recording. Stop